Good morning. My name is Eric Hoffman, and I'm the Unit Chief for CAL FIRE here in the Sonoma Lake Napa unit. It is my duty and privilege to try to summarize Karen's 29 years with CAL FIRE. I realize that a good part of the reason I was asked to present Karen's career with CAL FIRE is that I'm the chief and I was her supervisor. There are others here who worked with her longer and more closely than I. If you were to look at a photo of her Firefighter 1 Academy held in Las Posadas, you would see several people here today who were in that picture. That was back in 1984. I met Karen for the first time in 2001. The good thing, as many of you will attest, that you didn't have to know Karen very long to feel like you had been friends for a long time. If you stayed to chat more than a couple of minutes, you would be up to date on what was going on with Karen and her family. Before I go much further, I'm going to ask your patience ahead of time. My wife always gives me a hard time about putting up a front and keeping my emotions in check. Part of it goes with the occupation, I think. You got to stay strong in public and mourn in private. I didn't cry during Old Yeller, Brian's song, or Marley and Me. I don't cry at weddings. That may change when my youngest daughter gets married. We'll see. What will get me going, however, hopefully when no one's looking, is a medal ceremony at the Olympics. Go figure. Not so much for the slam dunk sure winners like Carl Lewis or Michael Phelps, but rather for the unexpected, the Cinderella stories, those who overcome. I still need to grab a couple of tissues prior to rewatching the U.S. Olympic hockey team on the medal stand at Lake Placid. Karen is on that medal stand today. The flag is rising to the top of the middle and tallest pole. There's a smile of joy in her face, and a laurel wreath is on her head, and it kind of looks like a halo. The road to her gold medal was not easy, but Karen's not a quitter. She knew what she had to do, and she faced her regimen with a positive outlook, courage, and grace. She is a true champion. So if I have to take a few seconds to pause and collect my thoughts, it's not that I have a lump in my throat. It's because I'm listening to the Star-Spangled Banner in my head. If my hand goes up to my eyes, I'm not wiping away tears, just saluting the rising flag. Here's to the victor. Karen began her career with CAL FIRE, then known as CDF in the Lake Napa Ranger Unit. Her first season was 1984, and Karen was assigned to the Leesville Forest Fire Station. I'll pause here to say that CAL FIRE has a practice of producing a 25-year letter for the employees. It's taken off the personnel record, as some of this was, and it tends to stay to form and be very dry and boring. It's usually accurate, although my name was spelled wrong on mine, so not always. I'm going to try to make this not read like a 25-year award. If there are a couple errors, someone can tell me about it later, but we'll just go with the story as it is right now. 1984 was not a season which will go down in history due to many large, memorable fires. However, in my talks with Karen, I learned it was an important season for her and Dave. Karen told me this story several times, so I know I have most of the facts correct. But if I get them wrong, I think Dave will correct me later. It seems that there was a helicopter safety training day held out across the road from our Wilbur Spring station out in Tolosa County. And while waiting for her turn for a ride on Copter 103, a firefighter named Dave from Wilbur Spring Station asked her out on a date. I can only assume that she said yes. Karen also spent some of her firefighter time in Clear Lake Oaks, which is not a bad place to fight a little bit of fire. In '87, she became a limited-term engineer, moving in Lake County between Kelsey Cobb and the Oaks. That year, there was enough fire to go around statewide, and then some. As a first-year company officer, I'm sure that Karen gained some slides for the proverbial slide tray of experience. The experience must have helped, because no sooner had the fire season ended, and Karen was prepping for a trip to Ione in January as a permanent fire apparatus engineer. That's kind of the gold standard for all of us in our careers, to get that first permanent assignment. So Karen went off to Ione, and became a permanent FAE and held that position from 1998 to 1994, working in the Napa Battalion. She also spent one summer as a limited term captain back on the east side of the unit at Wilbur Springs. In fire season 94, Karen headed up 101 to the Mendocino unit as a limited term fire captain. Her time at the Hopland Station led to a permanent fire captain position at the unit's Emergency Command Center. That's the dispatch center for Mendocino. As I just mentioned, she left the Lake Napa unit in 1994. But when she transferred back in time for the 1997, it was the command center in the newly formed Sonoma Lake Napa unit. Or as I like to say, LNU, where the S is silent. Apparently she had not had enough of the ECC world, because that's where Karen remained until 2009. Her promotion to battalion chief was at the ECC in 2005. One of Karen's staff assignments in the ECC was working on the mountaintop repeaters, including the land use agreements, working with state telecom. And some of the projects that she stewarded, these things don't come slowly, don't come quickly, have now come to fruition, including a portable repeater project here in Napa and a relocation of a problematic site on the Sonoma coast. Big accomplishments, and they were stewarded carefully through the process by Karen. The ECC is where I got to know Karen, beginning with my return to Sonoma Lake Napa in 2001. I was never assigned there, which is a good thing for all the personnel involved. I don't think that would have worked. I was in fire prevention, which meant having to constantly bother the ECC staff for reports, keys to the record shed, dispatch tapes, etc., things for investigations. Once Karen and I found out that we both had kids in choir, sports, and other similar activities, we spent a lot of time discussing the hours we had to spend at bingo, or driving for practices, or concerts. We compared our experiences, good and bad, with coaches and officials. We talked about tryouts and traveling teams and the politics of both. We discussed our kids' latest sprain or strain, as well as what was happening with music boosters and water polo. I think it gave us both an audience willing to listen to us brag about our kids. And we did. When Karen left the ECC, she was initially assigned as a relief battalion chief, covering wherever she was needed. We called that position schedule putty. I was then in the West Division, and I had a season-long vacancy in the Santa Rosa Battalion. We decided to assign Karen for the summer to one place. She was concerned that if she used her Relief BC radio number, it would be confusing to her cooperators. And so she asked if she could drive the Battalion 1410 pickup and use the radio number as well. I agreed it would be a good idea, and so we made it happen. Karen quickly made the rounds, getting to know our cooperators. In the fire service, and in Sonoma County specifically, with 46 fire agencies, building relationships with cooperators is a requirement. Fortunately, it is a skill that Karen came by naturally. When an opening occurred in our Glen Ellen Battalion, I asked Karen if she was interested, and she became Battalion 1412, her final position with CAL FIRE. Karen achieved all that she did during a time when women working in the fire service was a relatively new concept, and I'm sure she had to put up with a lot. I have no doubt that her tenacious, upbeat attitude quickly won over the doubters. She and her contemporaries are an inspiration to the women who have since entered the fire service. Karen proved you can be a firefighter, compete successfully for promotions, and be a great mom and wife. I am proud to have worked with Karen. There will not be a day when we in Sonoma Lake Napa don't miss her. Thank you.
My name is Wendy Desimone. Karen and I met almost 18 years ago and became friends, great friends. About a year ago, Karen asked me to start writing her words onto paper so she could write a series of letters. This is what she asked me to read to you today. My name is Karen Shubin. I am a CAL FIRE Battalion Chief, a wife, a mom, a sister, cousin, daughter, and a friend. I am 47 years old. I have lived a life that most could only dream of. not because I've traveled far or accomplished unusually great things, but because I have been given so much love and good in my lifetime. I have lived, laughed, and loved more than most have ever imagined. Thank you for being a part of my life and for giving me such incredible memories. I love you. Thank you, Mom, for giving me the gift of strength. You are and have always been such a beautiful person inside and out. You have sacrificed so much and given me love, courage, support, and strength, a lot of strength. Thank you also for the trip to Alaska with Dave. What an amazing trip of a lifetime we needed together. I will forever cherish those memories. Without you, we would have never gone. Thank you for being such an amazing strength to me throughout my life, especially when I was sick. Thank you, Mom. I love you. Thank you, Dad, for the gift of wisdom and kindness. Your strength and support have always been there for me. Thank you for reading to me when I was sick. I really enjoyed The Hobbit. Both you and Mom have each given me such amazing strength in your own ways, and I am so grateful. Thank you. Thank you to Sandy, too. I'm so glad you and my dad finally got married and that I was there to see it. Take a vacation with your dad. Keep happy. I love you all. I truly love you. Thank you, Amanda, for being such a wonderful sister. You have always been there for me no matter what. I wish you strength, love, and true happiness. You are a great mom, and I have learned so much from you. I love you lots. You deserve all the love and happiness that life has to offer. I have been very lucky to have a large family of support. Cousins, Aunt Jackie and Andrea, who always make me laugh. Rob and Debbie, who have such great heart and devotion. Thank you for always being there. My half-brother, Chris. I'm so happy you are in my life. Our family friend, Art. Thank you so much for your friendship and support. You're a great man. To Bill, I want you to know that I did stay thin until the steroids. I love you. To my friend Wendy, there aren't enough words to thank you. There are so many more wonderful family members, nieces, nephews, friends that I'm unable to name right this minute, but you know who you are. And just because you are not named doesn't mean that you are less valued and important in my life. My brain has taken my words from me, but in my heart, you are there. Thank you. I love you. One memory that gave me a lesson learned in life was while fighting a fire in Mendocino County. It was over 100 degrees. Dressed in full fire suit and gear, I was hot and unbelievably sweaty. I had to pee. I seriously had to pee. I looked around and started walking down an embankment, far out of sight, and started stripping down the sweaty layers. Finally accomplishing this, I started to pee. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a very large bulldozer surfaced over the embankment where I was still undressed. I quickly struggled and tried so very hard to redress. It was like trying to put on a wet bathing suit. I finally realized that there was zero chance of this feat. I covered my face with one hand and embarrassingly waved with the other. I learned that day that if you try and don't succeed, simply grin and bear it. Thank you to my extended CAL FIRE family for that and so many more incredible memories. You've always had my back, or my backside. You have helped me and my family in so many ways. You have been and will always be my family. For meals, work days at my home, unwavering support, dedication, and heart, I am proud to be your family. I want to thank each and every one of you so much for what you have done for me and my family. I love you. It has been a pleasure that I've enjoyed for so much in my life. It's been entertaining, interesting, and wonderful. When I was 18 or 19 years old, I attended the Firefighter Academy. It was another training day. This one particular day was learning how to jump from a helicopter into a fire area to fight a fire. There he was, getting onto the same helicopter, this amazingly handsome man that immediately stole my heart. My heart was pounding. I was so nervous, but not for jumping out of the chopper. I knew the moment I saw him that he was truly the man of my dreams. I somehow completed my training that day. I'm grateful for that day. My heart was his forever. Our first date, Dave and I went inner tubing, being pulled by a boat. The water was so cold. When we finally reached the shore, we were shivering. My bathing suit top had slipped off to the side, and I was flashing myself. He gently reached over and fixed my wardrobe malfunction. I kept talking, never missing a beat. I knew at that moment that I was going to marry that kind, gorgeous soul. Although my friend Wendy says, of course he married you. He was able to make you second base on the first date. After 5 years of dating, we married. Dave truly is my one and only, my first love and my best friend. Thank you. I love you, Dave. I truly love you. We went on to have 4 amazing, awesome, and wonderful children. Caitlin, our firstborn, unbelievably talented artist and beautiful person inside and out. Her talent is endless and inspirational beyond words. Jennifer is equally beautiful and talented, pursuing her career at University of Boulder, Colorado, in the medical field with huge compassion and heart. I know she will help many. David, the Magnificent, can play almost any musical instrument effortlessly and has no limits or boundaries to which he can succeed in, not to mention handsome. And Chance, my handsome Chance man, just started middle school. He is wise beyond his years and has incredible heart and destined for greatness. These descriptions cannot even partially describe our 4 beautiful and amazing children. The reason I was put here on this earth, the heart and soul of my life's existence, and what makes me the most proud in this world. Thank you, my babies, for giving my life so much meaning and purpose. Each one of you are an amazing gift to me. I wouldn't change any of the wonderful and unique qualities that make you you. Thank you for this past Thanksgiving. Spending time with my family for that week in Tahoe was a dream come true for me. Even though we hit a car, stopped for a mattress on the freeway. It will forever be in my heart, and we were able to share and create some really awesome memories. Thank you to everyone that made our last Christmas together so special. I was worried about that one. But once again, everyone pulled together to make it the very best it could be. Thank you. I would have given almost anything to have had more time with you from this sickness and monster called glioblastoma. But the one thing it can't take from us is our memories and love captured deep in our hearts. The happiness that I take with me, I also wish back to you times 100 for giving me such a wonderful life, such a wonderful, incredible life it has been. Remember me with a smile, not with sadness or anger. Don't allow my passing to bring negative to you. Let it instead bring you the strength to conquer life's challenges. Live, laugh, and love often. In tough times, turn to each other. I love you now, and I love you always. I will always be with you. You have given me such incredible memories. Find you happy and keep me in your heart, because I will always have you in mind. Thank you. I love you so much. Karen.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for sunshine, 'cause I ain't seen it in so long. Everything's gonna work out fine. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of clear blue morning. I can see the light of brand new day. I can see the light of clear blue morning. Everything's peaceful soul.